Hello everyone, my name of course is Artemij and welcome to day 12 I believe we're on of VEDA. I've kind of lost track since I decided to record a second video in one day because I was inspired. So I'm recording today's video on Wednesday, April the 10th, which is the day that we finally got a picture of a black hole thanks to the superheated gases that surround it. This was a combined effort by multiple institutions, including the University of Waterloo here in Canada, but apparently this was the brainchild of one notable scientist, one Katie Bowman. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I just want to say to her, great work, love what you've done, hope that you feel empowered to keep up with the contributions going forward and your efforts, especially your efforts. Results do matter, but science is weird in that efforts are often their own results, because oftentimes knowing what doesn't work is as important as knowing what works. So this weekend is the Rumble on Route 66 down in New Mexico, which I am completely lamenting on not being able to go. I want to wish everyone there great luck, particularly the Canadians, because my blood is at least 30% maple syrup. And specifically to Olin Emmer, if you face off against anyone from the Maya cast and you do not win, you are not allowed back in the country. No. Stay there. Or get the military to give you a new deployment, either or. Now this does bring me back to a conversation I had with one Taylor Holloway. He's one of the Infinity community leaders here in Ontario. He's up in Sudbury. He had a bit of a different outlook on Infinity than most of us in the community have. So most of us in the community for Infinity are quite pleased with the ITS, or Infinity Tournament System, as a way of making sure that we're all playing the same game. The missions and methods and objectives are all defined, so that way you're not going out to a game store in another country or a couple cities over or anything like that, only to find that the way they play missions is different than the way you play missions. I mean, sure, you're still going to have unique variables such as certain terrain rules that aren't defined well in the books and things like that, but overall you both understand the idea of what you're trying to achieve because you've done it countless times before. Taylor doesn't actually like this method. He compares it to going out of town and still going to the same chain restaurant that you have back home. Now this is an outlook I can understand. While I appreciate it, I have to say that when it comes to the competitive scene for Infinity, that can cause a lot of friction between independent groups. Now there are still many ways to have community-specific stylings and events and missions and things like that. I mean, I've seen plenty of narrative campaigns or unique missions and things provided in the forums and community chats and just talking with other members that you're never without a way to play differently than what you're used to. But let's take an event like Rumble as an example. If I go there from here in Southern Ontario, where they're in the southwestern United States, if they were to be playing missions unique to their meta, I don't think they'd be as successful as they are. Now, the community for Infinity is very thriving in the southwestern United States, and knowing there's such an active and passionate player base is really a big motivation for why somebody would want to go there, even if we didn't have the ITS system. But given you've got people going there from all over the States, from up here in Canada, and even from a couple other countries. We've got Ben and Marty from the White Noise podcast down in Australia going there this year. Finding out that the way they play the game kind of changes a lot of the rules so that you're basically playing a house rule variant would probably deter a good portion of people who would otherwise go. Yes, you can still publish documents ahead of time that say, this is the mission that we have created, this is the way that's played. But there might be things that you don't think to mention in that document because this is just the way things are by default in our meta. We haven't ever had this particular issue come up because nobody's played with something using that rule before. We don't involve terrain rules in this way, so we didn't think of that. Any one of these matters can be very derailing for an event, especially at this size. It is the largest tournament in the world. Even bigger than Corvus Belli's own official tournament, the Interplanetario. Infinity does a lot of things right. It still has its issues, but there's a reason that this is my favorite game that has lasted me beyond any other ones that I have been exposed to. So to all you Rumblers, Don't get too hungover, drink plenty of water. To everyone watching, thanks so much for being here, guys. And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.